Hi, my name is Simon Locke, and I'm the founder and CEO of CommunicationsMatch. Today, I'm just delighted to be with Fred Cook. Fred is the director of the USC Annenberg Center for Public Relations, and he's also the chairman of Golin, one of the world's largest public relations firms. Fred, the Annenberg Center just produced the second annual Relevance Report. What were the main takeaways from your perspective?
I think there were 3 or 4 main themes. I think overall is the industry is changing at an extremely rapid pace, and all of us have to do a lot of homework in order to remain relevant in our jobs. One of the big trends is the merger of marketing and public relations. And several people talked about that in the Relevance Report and the impact on our business of working more closely with marketing. The second thing, I think, is this issue of transparency and fake news, which has become a dominant topic, and how we're dealing with it, not only in the United States, but in China and other markets where fake news is not something that's brand new. And finally, I think the technology aspect. What is the impact technology is having on our work, on our privacy, and how we communicate with one another, whether it's Facebook or PR bots, or a lot of articles were written about artificial intelligence. So in total, it's a vast array of changes taking place right now.
You know, clearly the world is very different to a year ago. Are there particular trends you think communicators should be paying attention to that may be sort of sneaking up on us amid all the noise of some of the big things that have been happening?
Well, I'm not sure anything is sneaking up on us. Some of the things are very obvious. We released the report last year just right after the U.S. election. So that has changed enormously. I don't think we ever imagined there would be this advent of fake news, this attack on journalism, and we'd see Nazis marching in our streets. So this past year has been a very dynamic year. And I don't think there's any reason to think that 2018 won't be similar in terms of the kinds of things we're experiencing. The question really that came up in this year's Relevance Report is, how are PR professionals supposed to respond to all this? What is our role in this changing dynamic in the political world and the technology world? And how do we advise our clients and our CEOs about what stands they need to take on social issues that are very troubling for people? And also what role communicators have to take in sort of bridging the divides between all these different groups that don't seem to be able to communicate. So it's a big opportunity for our profession to play a more important role in the overall dialogue that's happening in the world.
You know, is there anything you think that communicators need to think about on an individual level in this changing world, things that they need to actually take on board and maybe incorporate into their professional practices and their careers?
I think for people who have been in this business for a long time, they need to catch up on the technology. With the advent of influencer marketing and all of the artificial intelligence applications that are coming to play, I think if you're not well versed in what's going on with social media and all the new channels and how to manage those and how to communicate on those, you're really going to be lost. So I think that's an important thing that we all need to, in order to be relevant in our business, we've got to know what's going on in technology. The second thing is just figuring out what trends are emerging across the world. I think influencer marketing is one of the huge things that we're seeing, almost replacing media relations as the core function in terms of outreach and public relations. And what does it mean when 70% of these influencers are paid? And then you have branded content where brands are paying to be part of the New York Times or Forbes magazine. And I think the ethical considerations for branded content and paid influencers are really something that nobody's really talking about right now. And I think we need to explore those as we look into the future so that our business will remain as transparent and as credible as it always has been.
Fred, thanks very much indeed.
You're welcome. It's a pleasure, Simon.